Like literally, like that is my irrational fear. Like, hey guys, welcome back to Talk Your Shit podcast. I'm your host Evelyn, and as you guys can see, there is no one joining me today. It is a solo podcast, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, so before we get started on with the topic, I just wanted to say Happy New Year's everyone. I cannot believe that 2025 is already here. It is just insane how fast time goes, but I'm super grateful for everything that has happened in the last year, and I hope that 2025 is going to be filled with joy and many blessings for all of us. But it is currently 12 o'clock in the morning, and I randomly had this feeling that I wanted to film a podcast talking about the past 4 years, graduating high school, middle school, elementary school, how college is going into adulthood, because I feel like it's important to talk about these things, especially about adulthood, because your girl is at the peak of adulthood and I'm low-key very scared. So yeah, but let's start off by talking about my childhood. Um, Elementary school and middle school, I don't remember too much, but I do remember that I had a great time with all of my friends. And I think there was a time where I kind of went through a lot through third grade through eighth grade. I think there was a lot going on. I don't know what it was, but through like from third grade to eighth grade, that was a whole 6 years. So during that 6 years, I realized that I was being bullied. And your girl didn't know why, obviously, but I was getting bullied for 6 years. And at the time, I thought, like, oh, those 6 years, like, basically were meaningless to my life. Um, I honestly had no idea why they were bullying me, but I was getting bullied like every other day from third grade to eighth grade. And obviously, as a little kid, all you could do was kind of just like try to ignore them and like talk to like counselors and parents. But obviously, sometimes those don't really help. So you kind of cope it in by yourself. So obviously, I'm kind of traumatized by bullying, and it just really hits home for me. So I try my best to not be rude to others, and it has been going pretty well. I feel like even though I was bullied, like since like I I was like bullied from a first person perspective, I never really did it to anyone else, and I would never do it to anyone else because I know how it feels and it doesn't feel good at all. But middle school and elementary school was one heck of like a school year. I honestly thought like middle school was getting better once we hit like eighth grade, but then all of a sudden, like I think like the middle of the year in like winter, like something randomly happened, which I'm obviously not gonna go into depth, but it was one heck of a school year. Um, but I had a great time. All my teachers were great. I made a good like friend group that I'm still close friends with today, which I'm very grateful for. And I learned a lot, honestly. I think getting bullied in elementary and middle school really like opened my eyes to things and like helped me grow. But again, it was a pain in the ass going through it, and I would never want like to go through it again or want anyone else to go through it. But once middle school came around, I was obviously a little bit happier because elementary school was worse than middle school. I made new friends, obviously, kept some old friends from elementary school. Um, Eighth grade was a really good year. I loved all my teachers. They were like very helpful and very like, they gave me really good like motivation for school. And here's the thing, since I was getting bullied, like I didn't feel like working hard in school. So it was really hard for me to like want to do homework, want to do assignments, want to pay attention to class. Like I was just having a really hard time. So to all of those people who are getting bullied, stand up for yourself. Even if you're in elementary school, even if you're in middle, high school, college, I don't give a fuck. Stand up for yourself, because literally don't just sit there and let these people bully you. Like, it's not okay and it will never be okay. So stand up for yourself. And if you can't stand up for yourself, find someone to help you stand up with you. Like, find a friend, find a family member, like have them help you stand up for yourself. um but continuing on, middle school was great until COVID hit. Yeah, so I was in 8th grade, and I think it was like spring semester of like 8th grade. I remembered, I could be tripping, so anyone listening from like the same that went to the same middle school as me, let me know if I'm tripping. But I swore I remember, like, we were like halfway through school, and then like that was when COVID was going around. So then when we went home that day, and then the next morning before school, they sent out like a newsletter saying that like there's COVID, like someone got COVID from school, so like we're not gonna go anymore, we'll just do online. So we ended up doing online, and we didn't even have our 8th grade formal. Like, class of 2024 will tell you that we did not have an 8th grade formal. And I was low-key kind of upset, but I was like, you know what, I think it's for the better. Like, maybe God had like something in mind doing all of this, because I honestly felt like something would have gone bad if we went to that 8th grade formal. But anyways, we missed our 8th grade formal. I think we had like what, like a month or two left of school, and so we ended up like being done with school early, and we didn't have to do any more like virtual school or anything. But then once I got into high school in 9th grade, everything was online, everything was virtual. So like, I look back at it, and like me and my friends have talked about this since graduation. Like, we were like, wow, like 2 years of our high school year, like we didn't really have like actual school. It was just like everything was online and on hybrid. So the only years that we would have like a real high school year would have been 11th and 12th grade. If that makes sense, let me know. But I honestly thought it was just crazy looking back at it. Like, we didn't have in-person school for like 2 years, and then the last 2 years we did, which was so insane to me, because technically class of 2024 didn't even have a full like 4 years of high school. Now that I think of it, that's actually insane. But I'm low-key like very grateful for everything that happened the way it happened. um Even though I feel like I didn't learn much in high school, I also did learn a lot, because even though like we were in like hybrid and like online, like the teachers were low key like struggling with technology during my 9th and 10th grade year. And they kind of just randomly gave out like A's because they didn't know what they were doing. Even the students were confused. Most of the time we didn't even talk in class. Like, it was just the teacher trying to figure out like what he or she needed to do. But yeah, so it was just a really crazy time. Like, the first 2 years and the last 2 years were very like memorable. Um, I definitely think the highlight of my high school year was definitely graduation. I think it's just very insane that I even graduated from high school. Like, I feel like that was my like dream as like little me, like always dreaming to like finish like school and go into like bigger and better things. I'm just really grateful to God, because honestly, if it wasn't without him, I don't think I would have been able to graduate. Cuz low key, I know calling yourself stupid is like not good, but I low key didn't even expect myself to pass all my math classes because I'm not good at math at all. Like, I suck at math. So the fact that I got like all B's and A's in my math class was actually surprising to me, which I know is probably so dumb to say, but yeah, we're being real right now. So yeah, I'm not good at math at all. So thanks to all my math teachers who really like took their time and really explained everything to me, because that was probably not easy at all. So shout out to my math teachers. They know who they are. If you're watching this podcast, I love and appreciate you guys so much for everything you do. But yeah, like I was not good at math at all, and like my teachers would always like joke around with me, but they were really good teachers and they taught me a lot, so I really appreciate that. But again, like I think the highlight was definitely senior year graduation. Like I here's a little insider for those who don't know what high school graduation is like yet, because if y'all are freshmen and stuff, y'all won't know what's going on, like graduation like practice. That was the most insane thing in my entire life of living. I did not know that we had to have practice days. Like I should have expected it, but I didn't. So I walked through the gymnasium doors one morning, and trust me, like I looked so rough when I walked in. Like I don't even remember what I was wearing, but I know I picked up a friend and we went to the gymnasium, walked in. Everyone was so grumpy because it was like 7:30 in the morning. Like we didn't even have school anymore, and they wanted us there at 7:30 in the morning. Like what do you mean? Like I was so confused. I was like, okay, like whatever. So we walked in, everyone looked grumpy. We got our little like card like sticker thingies, and we sat down like anywhere because they were gonna put us in height orders anyway. So we had to find like our heights that were listed like on the chairs. So everyone sat down in their height orders, and then the teachers like mixed up like some of the taller ones to go in the back and all that stuff. So it was just like a whole game. It was chaos, but I really enjoyed it, honestly, even though it was really embarrassing when they like called out your name like while you're practicing and you had to walk on stage. I thought that was so embarrassing. I don't know what it was, but like just walking down the aisle, I was literally like shaking. Like, I'm not even joking with you. I was shaking like crazy. And I honestly look back at it and I just laugh because that was like the most insane thing that like anyone like could do for graduation. Like, I didn't even know you had to practice like how you were gonna walk down. I thought you just walked like down, right? So like during practice, like they would call your name and you would have to walk, and like sometimes like people won't clap for you, and I'm just like, oh my god, like that's actually so embarrassing. But yeah, we also practiced outside in the turf area, and it was actually like really nice to see because it was the last time that all the class of 2024, whoa, 2024, got together and took their photos. And I just thought that was very like special. It was a very special moment seeing all of the students of 2024 just being in one like place together. I still have the photo on my phone. Actually, they also posted it on the like Instagram page. But anyways, I just thought that was one of my favorite moments. And then when we were like in um when we were at the college, a college to do the actual graduation day, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready, and I was so tired by the end of graduation, but it was all worth it cuz like my friend Monique, she is actually a videographer and a photographer. Her work is just amazing. I love her so much. But she filmed like the graduation for our class of 2024, and it was just so bittersweet looking back at it. And we took a bunch of photos and just hung out with the class of 2024 before our last moments walking on stage, and honestly never really seeing each other ever again, which is like so sad. But we did all of that, and then we lined up and everyone was like getting nervous and all jittery, and we walked down, we sat down, and then when they called my name, I didn't know what to expect. So I told my friend who was standing behind me, and I was like, girl, you need to clap for me when I walk down because I'm honestly so nervous that no one's gonna clap. Like, literally, like, that is my irrational fear. Like, no one clapping when you're walking on stage is actually diabolical. Like, I don't know why you would not clap, but they ended up clapping. I don't know why I was so scared about that, but I graduated with high honors, and my dad that afternoon actually told me that he was about to cry, and he usually never cries. So like that kind of like made me like a little like it it sounds bad, but it made me happy because I made my parents proud. But yeah, it was just one of those moments, you know? Like I was very happy to graduate, and then yeah, that was basically one of my biggest like moments of 2024, graduating in May. I will definitely never ever forget that day. I feel like that day was very special to me because it was our last year as high schoolers, and all of us were going on to bigger and better things, which I was so grateful for. But now we are in college and we are done with the first semester, which is actually still like very insane that we're like this close to being done with our first year of like college. I honestly don't even remember like half of the things I learned this semester. Actually, no, that's a lie. I don't really remember what I learned in English because the English teacher that I had, like the professor that I had this year, was kind of like, she was all right. She was very sweet, but like her teaching method wasn't like a way that I could learn. But I made a couple of friends in there, which I'm very grateful for. And then I remember a lot from education, math, and psychology. I didn't think I would have liked psychology, but I think psychology was my second biggest, like, highest grade that I got. And then it was like education was my first highest grade, like, for the semester, which, hey girl, like, you did it. Like, you passed all of your classes for your first semester, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, like I'm just looking back at it, it's just kind of bittersweet. Like we're already done with first semester, we're going on to second semester, we're making new friends, new memories, and I get to hang out with my girlies soon. So I'm super excited about that. But let's go into a little bit of adulthood and things that like I'm kind of scared of. Um as you guys know, I am 18 and your girl is going to be 19 in 2 months. So in March of 2025, I will turn 19, which is the last year as a teenager. That is actually so sad. Like, can you believe that once you hit 20, like, you just become like an adult? Like, I can't even like get that through my head. But I am turning 19 this year and I'm super excited, but I'm also very nervous of getting older. Um and I don't know what it is, but like again, I have one more year of community college and then I go away to like a 4-year college. And that means that I will have to be separated from my family members, which honestly I have been pretty excited about because I feel like I've been in this house for so long. Like I've grown up here, like I've lived here every moment of every year of every like day, and like I'm low-key kind of just tired of it, but I just want to go out and explore. But obviously, like when you go out and you do your own things and you have your own dorm and your apartment, like you kind of just miss that feeling of like your parents doing everything for you. And I'm scared that like that's gonna be me when I like get out of the house. I'm hoping it's not and I can be like more like independent, but I've been so dependent on my parents that like it's low key sad, but like I can like do like little things like laundry, dishwashing. I can probably cook my own meals if I wanted to, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like since I'm so dependent on both of my parents that like when I go away to like live in my own apartment or in my own dorm, like I'm gonna get lazy and I'm not gonna want to do things, and I'm just like I'm so scared for that. And also just like being by myself, I get very paranoid. So I don't know how that's gonna go because these days, like on my TikTok and stuff, like I be seeing really really strange things that like kind of freak me out, but like I try not to freak myself out over those things. So like even if I move into like a new apartment or something, like I'm scared that something's gonna happen to me, but like that's just my mind talking, and like I feel like I shouldn't let my mind talk about that stuff. But yeah, like I'm just a very like paranoid person. So I'm hoping that like whenever I move out or something, I don't like actually like get too paranoid, and like I can like live on my own and not like worry about the little things like taking out the trash at night or something like that. Girlies, let me know if you know what I'm talking about, because if you're a girl, you will understand my struggles. Like I am not joking with you. Like I hate when my parents ask me to go outside to go check the mail at like 7 o'clock in the evening. Like it's already pitch black outside. What do you mean you want me to go out? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I just get paranoid over those things. So, girlies, let me know if that's you too. Um, I'm also like, the older I get, the more I start wanting to like plan out my life, such as like having a wedding, getting a boyfriend, getting a car, an apartment, like cleaning supplies, housing supplies. Like I start thinking about those things. And also, if you guys don't know, my Pinterest board is already filled with like what type of ring I want for like an engagement ring, what type of dress I want for my wedding. Like I'm a person that like plans out my future, and like my family thinks that, like I'm so weird for that, because like I'm only 18 turning 19. Like, why am I thinking about stuff like this? But y'all, if you don't plan ahead early, like I don't want things like rushed like last minute, you know what I mean? Let me know if like you do the same, like if you plan like for the future, because my parents and like my family members think I'm so weird, and they think it's so funny that I'm planning it so early. But like I feel like if I don't plan it out now, then like the older I get, like the more I'm not gonna want to do it, and then I'm just not gonna get it done, and everything's gonna be rushed. But that's just how I feel about it. um I'm honestly really ready for my future. I think money wise I'm not ready, but mentally and physically I'm prepared. Emotionally maybe not, but I am prepared for things that are coming in the future. um but yeah, adulthood should be pretty fun. I can't wait to explore this year and see where um my last years as a teenager takes me. Hopefully somewhere good. um I don't know if you guys know, but I have a personal YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. But in my 2025 reset video, I went over my vision board, and I said that I want a boyfriend this year. um Even if I don't get one, I don't really care. But all over my Instagram, my Pinterest, my TikTok, everything about a relationship has been popping up. And I don't know if that's like a sign or something, but I am hoping that God like has something good planned for me, because I feel like everyone around me is like dating or having a boyfriend or doing lovey-dovey shit, and like I want to do it too, but I don't have one. So let me know. But I am hoping for the best this year. As you guys can tell, I'm also hoping that all of you guys will have a great 2025. But that is going to be a wrap for this episode of Talk Your Shit. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys with a brand new podcast episode very, very soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.